My goal at Dress for My Day is to encourage women to get dressed for their day so they can show up for their day in a big way. But it's not enough, really, just to show up. We also need to speak up. Hi, and welcome to today's video. Today we are turning our attention to inner beauty. If that's not your cup of tea, then you might not want to watch this video. But if you, like me, believe that the inner woman actually shines through and is just as important, if actually not more important than our outer beauty, then this is the place for you. I have a beautiful, wonderful topic for us to discuss today. This month in our Dress for My Day challenge on our Facebook group and at my blog, our challenge has been to bless their hearts. And one of the ways that we bless other people is by showing up in their lives. And when we show up dressed for our day, I really do believe that is a way to bless people. But honestly, it's not enough to show up. We do need to speak up. You see, our words are powerful. Think about the fact that God created the world with a word. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. He said, "Let there be land," and there was land. Talk about powerful. And when Jesus walked this earth, think about the power of his words. They changed people's lives. He used words to heal people. He used words to call Lazarus out of the tomb. His words were awfully powerful. Our words are not as powerful, but they definitely have an impact. You probably have in your own life experienced the power of words, and you know as well as I do that the old adage, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," is simply not true. You have probably been hurt by words. I know I have. Most everybody has. And the truth is, I have probably used my words to hurt people too. In fact, you may have what we call a tape recording going on in your mind at times from way back in the past, words that were probably meant to be inconsequential, continuing to have consequence in your life. Words are powerful. But today, I want to share with you 5 ways that you can use your words to bless someone. Did you know that blessings are not just for the Bible, and they're not just for the dinner table? In fact, in the Bible, when there's a blessing given, usually it's one person blessing another. And they're using God's name. They invoke God into a person's life to give a blessing. To bless someone really is to encourage them in the Lord. Because honestly, only God can really bless us in a way that has any meaning. But we can use our words to invoke God's blessing on somebody's life. We truly can do powerful good in someone's life with our words. So let me give you 5 concrete ways that you could bless someone. And I want to encourage you specifically to use these 5 different ways to bless your spouse and your children. Our children desperately need to be blessed. Even those who are grown, they need the blessing predominantly of the same gender parent. Your daughter needs your blessing. Your son needs your husband's blessing. But also, I believe that we need our spouse's blessing. The first way that you can bless someone is to use their name. Almost every time in God's Word where there is a blessing, the name of that person is used. That name, just hearing your name can be a blessing. That is, if it's used in a positive way. You may actually have in that little recording in your back of your mind, you may have experienced times in your life when someone used your name in a derogatory way. When someone said your name in maybe a snide or snarky way. And that is not a blessing, that's a curse. But when we use someone's name and we attach to it enthusiasm and belief in that person and respect for that person, that is indeed a blessing. But think how many times we encounter other people in our day And maybe we even have long drawn out conversations with them, we engage with them, but we never say their name. When I think, just the other day, I had lunch with a few different ladies, some friends of mine that I eat lunch with most every Thursday, and yet I have to ask myself, did I ever use their names? I'm not sure I did. I talked to them and we laughed and we carried on, but I'm not sure I used their names. I think when we speak someone's name, it gives them a blessing. The second way we can bless someone is to remind them who they are. You know, sometimes we all lose track of who we are. In fact, we begin to think that we are less than what we want to be. We start thinking that we are a bad mother, or we're not a very good friend, or we're not doing very well at work, and so therefore we must be a loser. We must be, someone who's not competent. And we begin to think that maybe even that thing that we're trained to be, that we know what we think we know what we're doing there, we can begin to feel like, no, I don't. I'm a fraud. Do you ever feel that way? But we can bless someone by reminding them who they are. Maybe your adult daughter needs to hear these words. You are a good mother to those children. Maybe your adult son needs to hear these words. You are a fine young man. Maybe your husband needs to hear these words. You are a great provider and a strong companion, and I am grateful for you. Who in your life needs to be reminded of who they are? How hard is that to simply remind somebody that you actually are good at what you do? You are indeed a compassionate and caring person. You are a strong young man. You are a capable young woman, and you've got this. The third way you can bless someone with your words is to share with them how you see God working in their lives. This is exactly what Elizabeth did when Mary went to visit her before the birth of their sons. Do you remember that passage in Luke chapter 1? Let me read it to you really quick, because this is a wonderful example of a blessing. And she exclaimed with a loud cry, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. And why is this granted to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me? For behold, when the sound of your greeting came to my ears, and the baby in my womb leaped for joy. And blessed is she who believed that there would be a fulfillment of what was spoken to her from the Lord." Elizabeth is sharing with Mary, I see that God is working in your life. I know that He has called you to be the mother of His Lord. Now, obviously, we're not going to have that exact opportunity to share with someone, but you can use your words to share with someone what you do see God doing in their life. Maybe you could tell a friend, I see God strengthening you through this bout with cancer. You are becoming stronger every day, and you are becoming more beautiful in my eyes. Maybe there is someone who has lost someone and they are grieving, but you see God at work in their life, and you could say to them, I see how God is walking you through this difficult time of grief, and He is strengthening you every day. So there are so many ways that you could simply tell someone, I see God at work in your life. How comforting would that be? The fourth way that you could bless someone with your words is that you could paint a picture for them of where you see them going with the Lord's help. That's exactly what Jacob did in the book of Genesis. Jacob was the father of the nation of Israel, really. He was later named Israel, and he had 12 sons, and he at one point gave them a blessing. Now, some of those blessings look more like curses, but that's simply because what he did was he painted a picture for them of where he saw them going, where he saw their destiny leading them to. And you can use your words in the same way. Once again, we really do have to be careful. Just kind of like Jacob, we could paint a dim picture for someone, and also we don't want to give somebody pipe dreams. This is not meaning that we need to picture for them a future that is lofty and out of reach. That would not be a blessing. That would actually end up being a curse, as that person began to feel like they were never matching up to your expectations. But we can bless someone by saying to them something like, I know you are going to get through this, because with the Lord's help, you are going to get through this difficult situation. Or maybe we could say to someone, I see that you are really studying hard, and I know that with the Lord's help that He is going to do great things in your life, and He has great purposes for you. So I encourage you that as you paint a picture of where you see someone going with the Lord's help, that you use wisdom and that you make sure you stick to Scripture and don't promise something that actually can't happen. And then the fifth and final way that I have for you to share a blessing with somebody with your words is simply to affirm that you are with them, that you see them going somewhere and that you are on that journey with them. And there are so many ways you can do that. You need to offer something of yourself because you do believe in that person. For instance, you could say something like, we see that you are building a wonderful home for your family, and so therefore we want to help with your down payment. Or you might say to your daughter, I see that you are really putting a lot of work into this degree, and it means something to you, and I can see that you have great passion and drive, so therefore we want to help pay for this degree. Or you might say to someone who is walking through a difficult time, I know that you are going to get through this. And so I want you to know that I am here for you, and I am praying for you, and I care about you as you go through this difficult time. Or you might even say to someone, regardless of what happens, I will love you. You know, there are so many ways that we can bless those in our lives. We do bless people simply by showing up. I believe there's great blessing in simply showing up for those who are hurting, or those who need a companion, or those who need some encouragement. But it's not enough just to show up. We need to use our words. Our words are powerful. I hope that you will go from this video and think about these things and come up with a plan for how you will use your words to bless someone this week. And I'd love for you to let me know in the comments how that goes for you. Thank you so much for showing up here today. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you, and if you haven't already, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Wednesday. I usually do talk about style and fashion, but every so often we pause and talk about inner beauty. You have a great week. Goodbye now.